The Chicago Urban League has been a fixture in the city for decades. Established way back in 1916, the organization works to achieve racial and economic equity by empowering black families and communities. Well, next weekend, November 4th, the Urban League is hosting its signature gala to raise money to support its mission. And joining us now is the president and CEO, Karen Freeman-Wilson. So great to have you. Welcome.
It's great to be here, Ryan.
Okay,
Thank you.
As we mentioned, Chicago Urban League has been around for more than 100 years, but now here in 2023, almost 2024, how has the organization's mission evolved, particularly with young people who often might get stereotyped as not having that drive to take over the next generation?
Absolutely. Well, we have a very robust youth and family services division. In fact, we're taking a group of young people to Ghana next year.
Oh, wow.
To really understand their heritage, their history, but we're starting with study right here. And so we do scholarships, we expose them to new and different careers, and we also provide opportunities for social emotional learning support. So if you think about the Urban League's history, we were established to get blacks migrating from the South settled. We're still getting blacks settled today, but we're doing it through programming, through our research and policy, and through convening in the black community.
Creating those opportunities.
Creating opportunities. Our workforce development, yes, as an example, is really on the cutting edge. We do cybersecurity training. We do training in solar and EV installation.
And those are key things. It's educating and equipping the community to be prepared for the opportunities when they come, not
Absolutely.
To say, hey, you aren't ready. You know, you guys are getting them ready to get out there and take advantage of these things.
We think about jobs of the future, and so our gala supports all of that. And this year we're excited to be honoring Don and Liz Thompson from Cleveland Avenue, Mark Morial, our National Urban League CEO for 20 years of service.
That's hard to
and
believe,
then Dr. Alita Clark, also known as Inglewood Barbie, for everything she does in the community.
This is the 62nd annual Golden Fellowship Dinner. You've seen some pictures from some past events. It's the who's who in Chicago. Everybody comes out for this, and you pack the house and raise some much needed funds. I like the theme this year, accelerating equity, all hands on deck. What does that mean?
It means that everyone has a role to play. Certainly that's our mission at the League, but everyone from the corporate CEO to the mayor to the governor to folks, just everyday people, have a role to play in equity.
Yes, your time and your treasure, talent, whatever it is, it can all be used for the good. You're coming up on your 4th anniversary of leading the Chicago Urban League. Was that January of 2020?
That's correct.
After being the mayor of your hometown, Gary, Indiana, Harvard and Harvard Law School graduate, you could have gone and done anything you wanted to do. Why did you come back to the Urban League, and what's your focus for the future?
Well, what I will tell you, that it gave me an opportunity to continue things that I'm passionate about: housing, workforce, developing entrepreneurs, and I don't have to worry about garbage or potholes.
That is a big thing. Real quick, this is a fundraiser. It's a great time, the Golden Fellowship, but talk about the necessary funds that you need to raise to continue that and further the mission of the Urban League.
Well, you know, you have to have people to pursue mission. And I have the opportunity to work with some of the most phenomenal folks, but we have to support them financially. And when we get into the community, there are things that we need. For instance, the solar team needs tool belts, and that costs money.
They're not free.
Exactly. Our entrepreneurship teams sometimes need support in their businesses, and that costs money. Our youth need support, whether it's for the SAT prep or whether it's for the trip to Ghana. So all of those things require dollars and cents, and that's why it's so important to support our work.
Karen Freeman-Wilson, CEO of the Chicago Urban League, thanks so much for being with us. And
thank you.
Look forward to seeing you at the Golden Fellowship Dinner. CBS 2 will be there with the table with my colleagues, and I know you'll be speaking, but you'll be on the dance floor too. The Isley Brothers are going to be performing.
Isley Brothers is in the house. Mr. Big.
Mr. Big.